Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. The moment I heard that a Devil May Cry animated show was being released on Netflix, I realized that I wasn't probably going to like it. If you made a list of the adapted video game shows on that streaming site that I thought were worthwhile, you would have a list exclusively of cyberpunk edgerunners, and then the rest would be off to the side. Castlevania, Tomb Raider, and Devil May Cry, the last of which I refuse to give a view on Netflix at all, despite having a Netflix subscription. Take that as you will.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
And I think most of the views for the show were people curious to see the quality of the series. And let's go down the list of things I predicted before I even watched it. The main character is far less competent and will be a weak idiot. The female character will be angry, mean, but is constantly praised as being the best of the best of the best. The messaging will be an obvious critique of American politics. And, well,
what the hell is this?
Really, the war on terror, the safest topic ever, the thing that both sides of the political aisle hate in retrospective, even if they have vastly different motives for hating it. And the demons are stand-ins for people in the Middle East. Are you kidding me? Could you get any more safe and boring? It reminds me of the viral tweet about someone not being able to tell the difference in quality of political critique from Metal Gear to Family Guy.
That's one fine-looking barbecue pit. Why doesn't mine look like that?
And don't get me wrong, I love political discussion and alternate perspectives in entertainment. Just look at Edgerunners itself. In the very first episode, there were massive critiques of American corporatism, violence, poverty, and healthcare, along with a bunch of nudity to soften the blow. And now look at you, going to go check. I see where your priorities are.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. But Pepperidge Farm ain't just gonna keep it to Pepperidge Farm self free of charge.
Add everything up together for Netflix May Cry. Generic animation, generic writing, generic designs, generic voice acting, generic messaging. And what do you get? Generic mediocre slop. Nothing to remember 5 minutes from now. In fact, people will stop talking about this show a month after its release. Compare this to Edgerunners, which still makes me pause every single time I hear that song. You know what I'm talking about.
First, let's get one thing straight. I'm not crying. I'm just sweating through my eyes.
And do you want to know what I feel and remember from Netflix May Cry, even a few days after watching it? Absolutely nothing. It most certainly is a thing that exists. People were actually paid to make it. It was, in fact, written, voice acted, and animated. I suppose that I'm glad artistic people got money for it. I just wish they made something good or bad enough to remember, because I couldn't care less about this show unless the knowledge of its existence was wiped from my memory.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
But why would I make a video if I don't care? Well, that's because Netflix May Cry is the straw that broke the camel's back. 2025 has been the year where I don't even find amusement anymore in bad things failing. Snow White bombing? Absolutely nothing. People mocking an AEW spot where a guy had a bat of nails stuck in his back? Don't care. Netflix May Cry being mediocre drivel nonsense with none of the wacky charisma of the games? Not feeling it. I've gone past showing things indifference by not funding it to actually being indifferent.
I said I'm ignoring you. Stop ignoring me, ignoring you!
I want you to think back to 12 years ago when the redundantly named DMC Devil May Cry was released. I was actively annoyed and frustrated that the over-the-top, edgy, and soulless writing mocked the original games. Not to say that the original games are masterpieces of writing, animation, or voice acting, but at least the bad parts have the decency of being funny in retrospect. I remember them because they are memeable.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Yeah, look at the room. If you're going to be bad, at least be genuinely bad where I can laugh, snicker, and learn something. And even then, it wasn't nearly as bad as DMC 2013 or the Netflix May Cry show. Corpo slop, where a beloved property was changed to try to find a wider audience. Hey, this is what everyone else is doing. Let's throw away the fans we already have, and instead of trying to expand the fan base, let's build something new by going going with the current trends at the time that are going to be out of date in about 5 minutes.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Yeah, and this has happened twice now with Devil May Cry, and within 12 years, my reaction has completely changed. I went from someone who actively complained to someone that laughed, and finally to someone that doesn't care at all. Oh, it exists, huh? Well, I'll ignore it for now. Doesn't matter to me. I'll just ignore your fan fiction, bro. Doesn't really influence my life. I have the things that I like already, and if something isn't worth my time, I'll just toss this 5 out of 10 away to focus on something actually interesting.
Bad news.
What?
The Dacia Sandero. It's delayed.
Oh no. Anyway, last week...
And considering that the guy in charge of this was the person responsible for Netflix's Castlevania, this all makes sense. If you want to know exactly what these shows are in Netflixovania, it's explained that vampires don't like crosses because they can't stand right angles. No, I'm not kidding. That's an actual plot point. It makes me want to apologize to Twilight for sparkly vampires. Yeah, when Twilight has better vampire lore than you, you're not doing that great.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
Not only that, this guy is the bootleg version of The Problem with Apu. No, he's not the guy who actually made that film. That was Hari Kondabolu. This is Adi Shankara. He started a script contest to piggyback off the film. Yes, that's right, he's not even the guy who got Apu deleted from The Simpsons. He just copied and changed some things from the actual guy who did that. Yeah, isn't his habit of taking other people's work and changing it just a little bit odd?
Really makes you think.
Look, if you like the show, that's great, that's fantastic. There's so much insanity happening in the world right now that if you enjoy something that I think is mediocre slop, then I am genuinely happy for you. You have more joy in you than me. Maybe not as much intelligence as I do, but still, all I have is a burning apathy where I just can't seem to care. So please tell me what you like about the Netflix May Cry show, or in what way you think this show does anything better than the games at all.
I can explain.
Because I think what I like most about Devil May Cry is when Dante is wacky and goofy and is generally himself as he eats pizza, juggles demons, and dances in a cowboy hat. But then he will take situations seriously and get upset without masking that he thinks something or someone is in the wrong. That's why I like him. He doesn't care what anyone else thinks. He's just himself. And that's why the fan base loves him.
I've only had Arlo for a day and a half. But if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Capcom has actually been doing pretty well with games lately. Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, even Dead Rising. So who knows, maybe the games will continue and will actually be good. Maybe there will even be quality remasters. But Netflix May Cry broke my ability to care if anything new sucks. This show in the bootleg extended universe can carry on for 20 years for all I care. He can go and do whatever he wants with Assassin's Creed and PUBG. If they're successful, I don't care. If they fail, I don't care. Whether he lives in a mansion or a cardboard box doesn't really matter to me.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
Adi Shankara can keep making mediocre fanfiction, that's fine. It apparently makes him happy, and there's a fan base there too. I'm shocked by it, but Netflixovania got multiple seasons, so people enjoy it, and good for them. I wish I could turn my brain off and not see this for what it really is, because I need for something to have the it factor, like how I explained in my ReZero video. I don't need something to be perfect, but I like something that is unapologetically itself, rather than following the current trends of the day to fit in.
I'll have a Krabby Patty.
How original.
And with extra onions.
Daring today, aren't we?
If I had to make any condemnation to Netflix May Cry, is that it won't drive any new players to the games. Not like Edgerunners did to Cyberpunk 2077 at least, and not like how the Fallout show did for the games. Want to know how I know that? The newest Castlevania game on consoles that wasn't a collection of old games came out in the year of our Lord 2014. And no, remasters, remakes, spiritual successors, and pachinko machines don't count. out. But what do you think? Do you like Netflix May Cry? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent to it like I am? Give me a reason to feel anything other than burning indifference. And remember, if you disagree with everything that I have to say, that is perfectly fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
I have an intense, burning indifference.
Thank you all so much for watching.
You're still here?
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. You bye. Boom.
Do not despair.